The men in black this year present the challenge in the AFC West. Art Shell and Al Davis's Los Angeles Raiders are back to what they do best: intimidation and crushing hits. And the big play is back in the Raiders attack.
NBC Sports presents the National Football League. Today, it's the Denver Broncos versus the Los Angeles Raiders.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Coliseum in downtown Los Angeles, where it is another sweltering day in Southern California. Game time temperature is 95 degrees, almost no wind at the Coliseum whatsoever. So before it's all over, it could be the team that holds up under these extreme conditions best comes out on top. I'm Joel Myers alongside Ahmad Rashad. Two original teams from the old American Football League getting together once again.
The Denver Broncos are, no matter what you think, they are the American Conference champions, and they are led by Dan Reeves, and they are at a spot where the Raiders want to get back to be, and they feel like this is an excellent opportunity for Art Shell's Raiders to find out if they're back the way they were a few years ago when they were the defending American Conference champions.
Looking right now at the youngest coach in the NFL at 43 years of age. Of course, the youngest head coach in the NFL. On the other side, Dan Reeves, the fourth youngest. John Elway coming off what the Denver people say was his best preseason, hitting 70% of his passes. His offensive line growing in size over the last 3 years. They're very, very high, in particular on the left tackle, Gerald Perry. Humphrey, the offensive rookie of the year in the AFC last year, in the backfield with Elway. Sewell will leave when they go to the extra tight end set. Mobley comes in. 1st and 10 for the Broncos. Their own 20-yard line for their first series of 1990. Bobby Humphrey on the carry. Good yardage for Humphrey. He gets 8. Defensively, the front four can stack up with the very best of them for the Los Angeles Raiders. Long, Golick, Davis, and Greg Townsend, who has looked sensational over the last couple of preseason games. The strength may be their linebacking group, a very experienced one. Robinson, Ellison, and Tom Benson, a Plan B signing last year. When they go to extra defensive backs, the two that will enter the game, Terry McDaniel and Elvis Patterson, the former Giant. 2nd and short, the delay. Humphrey's got more than enough for the first down. Out to the 35-yard line for Denver. 1st and 10 for Denver. Their own 35-yard line. Elway's first pass attempt of the day is a dump off for Sammy Winder. Makes the first man miss. Still only gets about 2 on the reception. 4 wide receivers for the Broncos. With Vance Johnson in motion on 3rd and 8 from their own 37. Elway averaged better than 5 a carry last year, and he's got the first down for Denver. All the way to the LA 49-yard line on the 14-yard scramble. 1st and 10 for the Broncos in Raider territory at the Los Angeles 49-yard line. It holds up well again for Elway. He's got his tight end wide open for another first down to the 33-yard line of Los Angeles. That type of distraction for the rest of the team. Impressive start for the Broncos offensively. 1st and 10. Bobby Humphrey trying to cut it back and does a good job to get it down to the 30-yard line for a gain of about 3 when it looked like he'd be stopped in the backfield. Only one in the backfield on 2nd and 7 from the 30. Elway on play action is in trouble and is going down. Back at the 36 for a loss of 6. Great outside pressure from Greg Townsend, and Art Shell told us his main responsibility is making sure that the containment is not broken by Elway. The offensive look this year for the Los Angeles Raiders. Huge group up front. Wisniewski and Montoya, the strength of the offensive line. They're 2 guards, much stronger at the guard position than the tackle positions for the Raiders. Backfield, they'll use a lot of people besides Mueller and Smith. And speed to burn on the outside, Galt and Fernandez. Maybe one of the most underrated wide receivers in the NFL. Brown and Holland come in when they go to the 4 wideout alignment. Movement on the line, first mistake of the day with flags up in the air, belongs to the Los Angeles Raiders. Close to 9 situation for Los Angeles with Willie Galt in motion. Again, Steve Smith gets the call. And he's got fresh legs, Ahmad. He did not get into camp because of a contract holdout until the last couple of preseason games. He's tripped up by Mark Mumford. Mumford, one of the linebackers for the Denver Broncos. They are thin up front. Second-year man Power starts at the left end. A rookie, a 10th-round draft choice at the right end position, Jim Szymanski. Mecklenburg and Fletcher, the strength of the defensive front 7 for the Denver Broncos. And Atwater and Smith, strong safeties, both for Denver. Their nickel, the extra backs, Holmes, Robbins, Corrington, and Elliott Smith. Third and short for Los Angeles. And Steve Smith again has the first down for the Raiders. Plenty of backs to rotate for the Los Angeles Raiders, with Greg Bell ready to come in, as well as Marcus Allen. Schrader with his first pass attempt of the day. To his favorite target, Mike Dial, the tight end. A first down into Denver territory. 29 yards on the completion. He loved to go to Dial during the preseason, and he starts the season that way.
But I'm not so happy because they can run away from me, and I'm not involved in every play.
Well, it's 2nd and 9 for the Raiders. Schrader throwing again. Powers almost gets to him. And it's intercepted by Braxton. Tyrone Braxton with the interception to the midfield stripe for the Denver Broncos. On his second series of the afternoon. Looked very strong in the first one before it stalled at the Raider 36, setting up the screen. Humphrey can't hang on. Difficult one to bring in for Bobby Humphrey. Plenty of pressure on both the running back and the quarterback. Howie Long getting in there early. 3rd and 10 now for Elway and the Broncos. 3 wide receivers to one side for John. Plenty of time. As a man, and it's just behind Ricky Nattiel. Gary Lewis, the rookie cornerback, a 7th-round draft choice for the Raiders out of Alcorn State. 110. Down in the field of play. 2nd and 11. Schrader in trouble. Fletcher almost got him. Fletcher did have him in the grass. Back at the 5-yard line. Close to the 4. Simon Fletcher. And Carl Mecklenburg to get after it.
Well, he's taking a pretty good start. He's got one already.
6 defensive backs in there now for the Broncos on 3rd and long for the Raiders. The delay goes nowhere. Steve Smith belted out of the backfield. Check that. It was Vance Mueller, 5th-year man out of Occidental College. And an extra defensive back laid a hit on him. Kip Corrington for the midfield stripe for the Broncos. Returnable type for Johnson from the 45. Running through traffic to the 45-yard line. A nifty 12-yard return by Johnson after a 47-yard punt. Right now, the Denver Broncos have superior field position at the 45 to start their 3rd drive of the day. The LA 45. Bobby Humphrey, can he bounce outside? No, he does not get there. Tom Benson, along with Gary Lewis, showing good speed.
That feeling that we're all flying around trying to hit somebody that we had years ago.
Movement on the line. It looked like Scott Davis, a free down coming up for Elway, or Mike Wise, actually. On 2nd and 11, Mark Jackson has it for the first down to the 25-yard line. The 5th-year man from Purdue. 21 yards on the grab. Rolling in that direction the way Elway came.
Without setting up. He threw it right on the run without stopping his feet.
1st and 10. Best penetration of the day. And Bobby Humphrey takes the big hit in the backfield. Howie Long got through. You never know where Howie's going to turn up. They list him as the starting defensive end, but he's all over the defensive front 4.
He moves around quite a bit, but boy, he was right on this snap count. You would have thought that he was in Denver's huddle right now as quick as he got off that ball.
Minute 10 left in the first 15 minutes of play. 2nd, just about 13 for Elway. Going deep, he has his tight end open. Touchdown, no! It's yanked away from Clarence Kay by Jerry Robinson. It was there. Kay had to wait just a little bit on the ball, though. David Treadwell from the 42, the 32. It's a 42-yard attempt, and it's good. And the first points of the season come from the young man who led the AFC in scoring last year. Was also named to the Pro Bowl in his 2nd year out of Clemson. David Treadwell with a 42-yard field goal. So they do not waste the great field position, starting their drive at the LA 45-yard line. Elway, though, would have preferred this 7 at the Coliseum today. Working the benches today for the Los Angeles Raiders. So welcome back to the Coliseum. Joel Myers along with Ahmad Rashad. 2nd and short. 2nd and 3 for the Raiders from their own 23. Greg Bell, his first carry of the season, and he's close to the first down. Not totally unexpected. A little pushing and shoving. Warren Powers, the combatant for the Denver Broncos.
You know, we got to watch out for it.
First quarter numbers almost identical, 3rd and inches. And the first down is picked up by Greg Bell. He's in his 7th year from Notre Dame. Schrader trying to get him to jump offside for the long count. It doesn't work. But Bell, with 2nd effort, gets the first down to the 42-yard line. Keith in Los Angeles.
Al is only pleased if they win the Super Bowl.
Steve Smith, sizable game behind that big offensive line to the 47-yard line. Call it 2nd and a long 5. Bell goes in motion to lead the blocking for Smith. And the former Nittany Lion from Penn State doesn't get much. Movement on the line. It looked like they got the man on the nose to jump off. Ron Holmes. Mecklenburg also in early. Was there movement, though? Came over in a deal with Tampa Bay before the start of last season for a 4th-round draft choice.
False start prior to the snap. Number 60 offense. Still 3rd down.
Hold out during the preseason. Pocket collapsing on Schrader, and Schrader goes down. Ron Holmes coming straight up the middle with the sack. The 2nd sack of the day for the Denver Broncos. Around so quickly that no one can see him. We'll see if that applies this afternoon as we welcome you back to the Coliseum. The big defensive lineman for the LA Raiders. Right now the Broncos with it, 1st and 10 at their own 25. The delay doesn't fool anyone with Steve Sewell out of the backfield. No gain on the carry. Craig Townsend knifing through to make the hit. Well, how does Bob Golick feel about his position? Well, he said if you're mad at your kid, you either raise him to be a nose tackle or send him out to play on the freeway. Just about the same. Also likes to think of himself as a nose backer. Loves to go in coverage occasionally. He's definitely a free spirit. Elway throwing on 2nd and 10, and it's way wide of the intended target. That may have been intentional. Sewell pretty well blanketed by Mike Harden. Elway now 3 of 10 for a total of 39 yards. Throwing on 3rd and almost 11. Pocket holds up. Going for Michael Young. Did he get both feet in? No. Bronco fans affectionately have a place in their heart for Young, remembering that big 70-yard touchdown catch in the AFC title game last year. The Denver Broncos with Tim Brown waiting back for the Raiders, his own 35-yard line. And an effective punt by Horan, bobbled. Did Montgomery get down there to make the recovery? Does Denver have it? Yes, Elton Montgomery on the fumble recovery for the Denver Broncos. Montgomery, the one that flies around everywhere in the special teams. His hustle really paid off. The delay for Bobby Humphrey. He is belted by Tom Benson. A loss of a yard back to the 27.
I think that's the natural attitude for a linebacker.
2nd and 11. Elway on the short drop, going behind his tight end.
When you talk about intensity, Ricky Ellison, number 50, is just like Benson.
And Steve Sewell.
It's too hot to fight, for one thing.
It'll be a 44-yard attempt by David Treadwell. Out of the hold of Kubiak. It's got the distance. Does it have the direction? Yes. And Treadwell 2 for 2 so far this afternoon on the 44-yard field goal. 6:49 left in the first half. A 6-0 Denver lead. Steve Smith with breathing room to the 22. Let's head to New York once again.
And put the pressure on him right now, and they haven't done that at all.
3rd and 10. Tim Brown in the game. Maybe they will do it. It's Ethan Horton, the tight end. He's right at the first down marker at a yard beyond. So he does pick up the first down on the toss from Jay Schrader. Gains for Los Angeles. Steve Smith bowling his way for good yardage. Showing patience, too, to the 43. For the Denver Broncos. 2nd, just about 4 for Schrader. Pocket holds up. He's got time and has Fernandez for a first down to the 34-yard line. One of the few times in a while they've really looked far downfield. 1st and 10 of the Denver 34. Willie Gault delivered a crushing blow, could not hang on. It's an incomplete pass on the attempt from Schrader. Wyman Henderson at the 35 of Denver. Fernandez in motion. And again, no pressure on Schrader. Coming late now up the middle. Schrader's in the grasp and he's down. They call him in the grasp. And he's sacked back by Greg Cragen. Forget about the completion to Mike Dial. They've got him back at the 41-yard line. You don't let someone come in and chase you around in your own backyard. Really emphasized that yesterday in talking to us over the Raiders camp in El Segundo. It's a quiet confidence about this team since Archell has taken over. Denver operating on 2nd and 10 from their own 3. And so did the players. believe it. 𝘊𝘁𝐿, we'll get to that in just a second.
Both start prior to the snap. Center.
To what extent do they believe in 𝘊𝘁𝐿? Jerry Robinson would follow him anywhere. To war, Ahmad. Second and long after the penalty. Elway throwing it. Vance Johnson not close. Schrader with ample time. Over the middle, Galt can't hang on. Well-timed hit by Wyman Henderson. In Denver territory. Schrader again with time and a wide open Tim Brown drops it. Brown got behind Tyrone Braxton. That is 5 drops now by the Los Angeles Raiders. LA Raiders. But on the positive side of it, the defense has been outstanding for both teams.
Well, I don't think it's been so much as timing. They've been dropping balls. The timing's there. They've been wide open. It just you got to catch the ball.
6-0 lead at halftime for the Denver Broncos.
As you look at those numbers, I guess the only thing that jumps up on you, which is not there, is just the score. Basically, the Raiders have been able to rush the ball 62 yards as opposed to the Broncos 33, and they've thrown the ball 108 yards to 67 for the Broncos. But like I say, the big statistic is the score.
Look at those numbers: 5 of 13 for 75. Throwing once again on 2nd and 10, trying to set up the screen. Allen on the reception, breaking the tackle and picking up the first down across the 40 to the 42.
We have talked about all-around running backs. Marcus Allen is one of the best in the business at running, blocking, receiving.
1st and 10 for the Raiders, their own 42. The delay to Marcus Allen. Jitterbugging his way to the outside. Big yardage for Allen into the secondary. All the way to the Denver 30-yard line near the 29. A gain of 29.
Marcus Allen, who does not have the blazing speed, knows this field so well. This play was supposed to go inside. He takes it outside, uses blockers very well, and then cuts back across the field. A little slip there, or Marcus would have gone a lot further. But in a big play offense, you got to have a big play player.
They spotted at the 30, where it's 1st and 10 for the Raiders in Bronco territory. Schrader for Willie Galt. Hangs on this time at the 12-yard line.
The very same pass play that he tried to throw to Fernandez, just a little short break-in pattern.
And the Raiders now have it at the Broncos' 12-yard line. Allen gets the call, gets a block to the outside. Atwater, the last form of containment, pulls him down to the 9.
Marcus Allen has brought some excitement into this crowd, and he seems to be having a little bit of problems with his footing. A little slip there, but he just has the ability to find a hole, bounce way outside, and keep getting that positive yardage.
Schrader with pressure coming. Finds Dial. Doesn't get the first down. What a hit by Atwater.
It's a very good play by Schrader, who felt the blitz coming and picked his tight up in right away. You see Schrader get the ball out to Dial, and Dial trying to get that first down, and here comes Atwater, who really unloads on him. Watch the end of this play. Atwater is a big hitter. The Raiders, 4th down and 2 yards, and they are going to go for it.
The crowd is on its feet now at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. A gamble early in the second half by 𝘊𝘁𝐿 in LA. Schrader in trouble into the end zone behind Ethan Horton, and Denver holds. Good pursuit of the quarterback, though, by Simon Fletcher. This decision by 𝘊𝘁𝐿 and the Raiders does not pay off, as the tight end is wide open for John Elway. Orson Mobley out across the 10. Let's look back on that play. Humphrey, starting in motion, gets the pitch. Getting blocks to the outside. Not much yardage available, though. Out to the 18, near the 19 for about 4. 2nd and just about 7 in the play action for Elway. Down Townsend got him with one hand. Greg Townsend with a sack for the Raiders. Before we look at that play, let's go to Bob Costas for an update. 4 wide receivers setting up for Elway, throwing out of his own end zone. And it's intercepted. Touchdown, Jerry Robinson. To rush it, trying to get to Steve Sewell. The great pressure paid off. And the defense scores the first points of the day for the LA Raiders. Former NFL Rookie of the Year with the Philadelphia Eagles back in 1979. Played his college ball right in this field for the UCLA Bruins. Jeff Jaeger in for the point after try. The Raiders take their first lead of the afternoon. We'll be right back to the red-hot Coliseum in Los Angeles with Los Angeles on top by a point.
Put all the pressure on Elway, which will cause him to throw this interception. Watch Howie Long. Breakthrough 2, got 3 guys, puts the pressure on Elway, who lets it go a little soon. Jerry Robinson standing right there and prances into the end zone. Big play by Jerry Robinson, who has been rejuvenated with this. With these new young players that the Raiders have. He said it's like playing on the Raiders of old with these guys flying around the field. And they do need some leadership, and they're getting it from Jerry Robinson.
Second and close to 7 for Elway. Well, he is now 2 for his last 11. He hits his wide receiver Mark Jackson, and he's got a first down for the Broncos. Kevin Archell mentioned to us yesterday, he said Elway is going to get his plays. He's just trying to hold him to a minimum. He's going to make things happen, though. Humphrey, Bratton in the backfield. Play action for Elway on 1st and 10. He's got room to roam, but there's a flag in the air. Normally where you see a holding call. He's out of bounds at the 40-yard line after a scramble for 7. It's defensive holding on the Raiders. 2nd and 10 from the 42 for the Broncos. As Sewell splits out as a wide receiver. Elway with time, but Howie Long's applying pressure. Elway with the speed to get outside. Make something out of nothing all the way down to the 37.
As you see, Howie Long chasing him all the way out of bounds.
4 receivers for Elway out of the shotgun. Over the middle, intercepted. Picked off by former Bronco Mike Harden. Elway looking for Natil.
And Mike Harden told us yesterday that during the course of practice, he would play so many games with John Elway, trying to read his eyes, trying to figure out which way he's going, and he felt very confident that he was up on that. You see Elway looking downfield, Harden trying to play Elway, and the ball thrown a little bit in front. Harden makes the interception.
The Raiders have it back, leading by a point. 2nd and 6 for Schrader and the Raiders. Can't get away. 2nd sack of the day for Warren Powers, the 4th overall for the Denver Broncos. All the way back to the 25-yard line. 3rd down and 18 now for Los Angeles, their own 25. Pocket starting to collapse, and so does Schrader. Again, Powers in there along with Dennis Smith and Steve Atwater. And the Denver defense coming through. 5th sack now for the Broncos.
This game nowhere near over. See the fellas over there trying to find a cool breeze somewhere. You can tell when it's really hot. You don't want to sit real next to anybody. You want to try to find an empty spot so you can get all that fresh air you can.
Elway with time. Has it deflected at the line. Wanted to go for the tight end, Clarence Kay. And it looked like Ricky Ellison got in there. Maybe even Greg Townsend got his hand on the ball.
Howie Long and Bob Golick and Scott Davis are putting so much pressure in the middle.
3rd and 6 now. At at the 35-yard line. Elway has his man who fumbles it. Loose ball picked up by the Raiders. Down the sideline. It's a touchdown for Terry McDaniel. Turnovers now in the second half already by the Denver Broncos, and 2 have resulted in touchdowns for the LA Raiders. Vance Johnson coughed it up.
When you talk about the team speed of this LA Raider team, you talk about Willie Gault, Tim Brown, Sam Grady. Well, the 4th person on that relay team that we talked about earlier would be this fella right here. Hey! Terry McDaniel. Once he picks that ball up, he just distances himself from the offense.
Raiders trying to go up by 8 points. And Jaeger is right on target.
The official cannot see it that slow.
Sewell, the motion man, on first down. Sewell with the completion. And he's out of bounds at the 47-yard line on a gain of 5. Pressure coming. Wide open. It's Steve Sewell. He's got the first down inside LA territory to the 45-yard line.
Important to that Raider big play offense.
First play of the 4th quarter, 1st and 10 for the Broncos at the 45 of LA. And it's Mark Jackson pulling away from the defensive back inside the 10-yard line. Got away from Eddie Anderson all the way down to the 4. 41 yards on the completion. Broncos, they trail by 8. They've got it inside the 5. Elway throwing. Maybe not. Yes, he has a man wide open, and it's batted down. He had Sewell in the end zone. Coming up, Dan Land, an extra defensive back in his 2nd year out of Albany State. 2nd and goal for Denver with Sewell in motion. Elway has the tight end. Mobley can't hang on.
Same play, same young man involved. Dan Land, number 25.
Out of the shotgun, Elway has it batted away. Howie Long. Long's got it. And it's another turnover. The 4th of the second half picked up by the LA Raiders.
We have been talking about the relentless pursuit of Howie Long all day. It pays off right there.
Raiders get it back. As it appeared, the Broncos were ready to make it a tight one.
Say about the relentless pursuit of Howie Long, who never gives up. Right here, he gets a hand on the ball, knocks it out, and then picks it up. Now Howie figures, nobody's touched me. I think I'll take off running. But once again, you see Elway trying to find a receiver. Howie Long reaches in, bats the ball away. Howie picks it up and takes off running like a bull in a china shop going the wrong way. And this is what happens after you run 3 or 4 yards and with a fumble pick up. You got to go over and get that oxygen.
1st and 10, Marcus Allen leaping over a would-be tackler. Breathing room out to the 16 near the 17. 2nd and 3, close to the 17. Marcus Allen with a first down. Out to the 21-yard line. It's the most productive out of the Raider backfield this afternoon. His number is called again. Nothing doing this time, though. Only a yard, the 22. Afternoon, especially in the second half. Steve Smith belts it to the line of scrimmage. Allen gets it. Way short of the first down, though. Steve Atwater into the stop out of the secondary of Denver Broncos.
Maybe a possible concussion. He was hit on the jaw on the return of that fumble.
Elway stumbles on his drop back. Fires it from Mobley, and the tight end has the completion for 6 yards to the Raider 49-yard line. Elway now 12 of 29 for 150 yards. He's also thrown 2 interceptions. Melvin Bratton, a big fullback out of the University of Miami, near the first down marker.
And they have 𝐀𝐦𝐞𝐫𝐢𝐜𝐚𝐧
𝘂𝐦𝐞𝐫𝐢𝐜𝐚𝐧 coming in on a timeout. They had too many men on the field.
Well, that conference you see over there with all those white shirts, they're all gathered around John Elway.
Still in motion on 1st and 10. Design roll in the pocket. Howie Long's back in there giving chase. No, Howie Long is not. As it's thrown and it's complete to Mark Jackson. It was 79, not 75. Bob Golick who was after the quarterback. Jackson with the completion.
Well, that's pretty good strategy by Kubiak. If he can make 79, Bob Golick chase him from sideline to sideline, it won't be long that Golick will be joining him over there on the sideline trying to get some water.
1st and 10 at the 26 of Los Angeles. Play action for Kubiak with time and a completion to Vance Johnson inside the 20. Flag down on the late hit. Ricky Ellison was there, so was Tom Benson. Kubiak, who's done a fine job since taking over. Sammy Winder wrapped up in the backfield. Howie Long is back in there. Comes up with a big play.
Howie Long is, now when people say he's a football player, you could say that about Howie Long. Howie Long, with a possible concussion, he's tired, hot-winded, and there he comes back. He only knows one way to play, and that's just all-out relentless.
By the defensive back, Terry McDaniel. Kubiak on 2nd and goal. Has problems. Finds his receiver still, who stays on his feet. Mark Jackson to the 5. Great effort by the former Purdue Boilermaker. Under 6 minutes remaining as Bratton goes in motion. Humphrey nowhere on the carry. Bob Golick, no. Bill Bickel. Some fresh bodies coming off that Raider bench, paying off in the 4th quarter.
Bill Bickel, a starter on almost any other team in the National Football League, comes in as a backup here. Watch Bickel in the middle of your screen, number 71. Just gets right by everybody and makes the tackle. He's almost in the backfield during the handoff. Now, the Raiders making wholesale changes, showing that they've got great depth in their defensive line. You see Elway sitting in front of the air conditioner there.
Treadwell in for a 24-yard attempt. It's good. And now the Denver Broncos are within 5. 3rd field goal of the afternoon. And it's a 5-point game. Schrader appears to be audibilizing at the line of scrimmage. Nobody there. A busted play, and Schrader makes something out of it, getting about 4. Now a breakdown in communication. Bell in the backfield with Smith. And Schrader is throwing. The short one for Fernandez, complete for the 1st down to the 42. Pulled it off in front of Tyrone Braxton. Steve Smith. Brought down by Atwater, but he gets 3 on the carry to the 46. 2nd and 7. A 14-9 Raider lead. Steve Smith weaving his way out of the backfield, breaking tackles. Close to the midfield stripe. Brought down by Michael Brooks. John Elway getting ready to come back in if Denver can hold LA on 3rd and 3. Smith and Allen in the backfield. Marcus Allen gets the call and doesn't get the 1st down. He's not even close. He looks so listless. Looks so void of energy on the bench. It's amazing he could get back up with the helmet on and even make the attempt.
Well, it's amazing what athletes do at the snap of the ball. We saw Howie Long look like he was never going to play football again in life.
Raider defense has really done it in the trenches today. Minute 43 left. Elway out of the shotgun. 2 wide receivers to each side. Stewart in the backfield. Elway has time and has. Vance Johnson tries to save time and does so, getting to the sideline after the completion for about 6 yards to the 29. 2nd and 4. Elway hit as he throws it. Wanted to go to Michael Young.
He was sacked.
And they say he is sacked. He was in the grasp of Greg Townsend. It's now 3rd and 11. Back at the 22 of Denver. Trips to the near side. Elway rolling to that side, but he's shut off by Howie Long, and Long's got him again. What a day for the 10th-year All-Pro out of Villanova.
Howie Long, left side of your screen, just keeps coming. He is unblockable. He is right on Elway before he can even look downfield.
4th and 19. Last try for Elway and the Broncos out of his own end zone. Way short of the first down on the incompletion to Mark Jackson, who couldn't hang on anyway. So they begin to celebrate for good now at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. And no question, the star of the game, number 75. So the Raiders do it on a day where their offense did not produce a point. So one snap for Jay Schroeder and the Los Angeles Raiders, and it will become official. The Raiders will win their opener at home, where Art Shell has yet to lose as the head coach of the Los Angeles Raiders. He is a perfect 7-0. Five sacks for the Raiders. 2 belong to Howie Long, the other 3 to Greg Townsend. The Raiders wore him down defensively.
Art Shell said before this game that the Broncos were where they wanted to be, and the Raiders just took a giant step trying to get back right in that championship caliber level. Art Shell was very happy with the work of his team during the preseason. Said they were flying around. They just didn't know how good they were. And after playing a team like Denver, they would find out more today because they were playing a championship team, a team that they beat. And Art Shell's got to be very happy about today.
What has to impress you a lot about the Raider defensive unit, it appears they're a very deep group. They have a lot of people on the defensive front and in the secondary as well, and a very experienced group of linebackers.
Well, the mark of a good team is if your offense isn't playing well, your defense has got to do it for you. And there you see Howie Long, who had such a great day today, and I asked him yesterday if he preferred playing tackle or end. He just, listen, I show up to practice, I show up to the games, they tell me which one I play, and I just play it. And boy, he played today.